Okay, I'm excited to do some balance exercises with you today. So for what we're gonna do today, you will want a towel. It can be any size, a band, preferably a thickness that you feel comfortable that you can do with your legs, and then a lacrosse ball. You don't have to have a yoga mat. I just like to have a yoga mat. And you may wear shoes during this workout, but you also don't necessarily have to wear shoes. If you're newer to practicing balance, then I recommend starting out with wearing shoes and then working towards not wearing shoes. So, a little bit about balance. Your balance is made up of your proprioception, or your actual physical body in space, and where your physical body is in space, as well as your inner ear and spinal fluid, so your equilibrium, as well as your eyesight. And so, if at any point some of these exercises, after you practice them for a while, are not challenging enough for you anymore, you can always level them up by taking away one of those things. So if you are good at balancing on one leg, try balancing on one leg while turning your head side to side. If you're good at that, then you're gonna progress that by closing your eyes and doing it again. Or add the band. So there's a lot of options, so please taper this video to what you need for your balance, and let's get started. Okay, so the first one that we're gonna do is you're gonna put your feet together, ankles touching, and we're gonna do just a test. Close your eyes. If this is good for you, you don't feel wobbly standing with your feet together with eyes closed, I'm gonna ask you to open your eyes and then try turn your head right and left. So this is a good test to see where you're at with your balance. If this is too easy for you, try now closing your eyes while you turn left to right. Left to right. So we'll do about 10 of those. We've been going for a while, so let's call this 8, 9, and 10. Open your eyes. Now you're gonna take your left heel to your right toe, so you should be standing in a straight line, and you're gonna do the same thing. So now test this out with your eyes open. See if you can stand here. If this is good, and you wanna progress with me. If not, I want you to stay here looking forward. And you can already see my ankles moving and stabilizing. So if you're ready, turn head right and left, right and left. If this is challenging enough, stay here. If this is not challenging enough, close your eyes. We'll call this 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now switch to the other side. So right heel to left toe, standing in a straight line. If this is your level, stay here and hold. If you're ready to progress, turn head right and left, and right and left. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again, you can do that with your eyes closed. Okay, next you're going to find a straight line to walk. So you can use like if you have wood on your floor, you can use those lines. I'm gonna use my yoga mat. And you're just gonna practice going heel to toe, walking heel to toe. When we take away a wide stance, this challenges our balance. So if this right now is difficult for you, stay at this level. Keep going heel to toe. If this is not difficult enough for you, try looking right, looking left. Looking right, looking left. If that is not difficult enough for you, try it again with your eyes closed and see how that feels. Ooh, yeah, that's harder. Okay, we have just one more pass of heel toe. So go at your level if you're turning your head, if your eyes are closed, if you're looking in front of you, either one. And done. Good. Okay, so now we're gonna do some squat reaches. So use your chair if you need to, but if you don't need to, try not to use it. So what you're gonna do is squat down, and once you've squatted down, you're gonna shift your weight over to one leg. So I'm gonna shift my weight to my left, and I'm taking my right foot, and I'm gonna tap and tap. That's 1. 2. See how stable my left side is? That's 3. I'm not bending and straightening this leg. I'm engaging my glutes, I'm engaging my quads, and we're staying here. That should be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. So now that you see what the exercise is, I'm going to show you a more advanced version. So you'll do 10 on each side, but do each side at your level. So squat down, shift weight to the right, take your left foot and tap. My now advanced version is that I'm moving my head to challenge my equilibrium. And so I'm looking side to side. If that is not difficult enough for you, you're gonna actually try closing your eyes while you do that. I think that's 7, 8, 9, and 10. And remember, use your chair if you need to. Okay, good. Now, you're gonna go ahead and take your band and put that around your thighs. Okay, and we're gonna get into some crab walks and some donkey kicks. So you're going to squat down and walk 1, 2, 3, and back. 1, 2, 3. So the goal is to keep your core engaged while you keep your legs nice and bent, and you're going side to side. So I encourage you to do about 10 of these on each side. And this is a good way to get your glutes and your lower body engaged while keeping your back straight. So I don't want to be doing this like this. I want to have my back straight. Okay, next you're going to do some donkey kicks, but standing. So similar to the position we were in before, now you're going to shift one leg over and take your right leg and go up and back. That's 1, 2, 3. If this is too difficult, do not use the band yet. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And if this is, shake that out. If this is not difficult enough for you, take your bosu ball, put that on the ground, and you're gonna do the same thing on the other side, but now you have an uneven surface. So stay at the level that you're at. So if you need to use the chair, stay there. If your hand's free but no bosu ball, stay there. I'm gonna show you more advanced version. So same thing, I'm squatting down, weights on my right leg, and I'm going donkey kick back. That's 1, 2, 3, core is engaged. 5, oops, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay, so 10 donkey kicks on each side. Now you're going to do some leg raises to the sides. So be where you can touch this if you need it. If not, go ahead and go hands free. You're going to raise your right leg out and back in. That's 1, 2, 3. Remember that we're working the standing leg just as much as the right. That's 5, 6, because this is stabilizing. 8, 9, and 10. Switch. 1, 2. So you should feel all the muscles, not just in your glutes and quads, also in your ankle, around your knee. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, take a second, shake that out. If you need to stretch, do that too. Now we're gonna do leg raises. So again, take this to the level you need. If you're not ready for the band yet, take the band off. If doing it with the band is too easy for you, add the bosu ball. I'm gonna demonstrate here with the band. I'm next to my wall or chair so that I can use that if I need. So you're going to raise your leg up and back to where knees are touching. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, you're engaging your core, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. This exercise is really good for hip strength, and having good hip mobility and strength is going to be super important in maintaining balance. 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, you can do this next one with or without the band. I'm going to demonstrate with the band. We're going to do weight shifts. So you're going to raise one leg and reach out as far as you can with one and practice shifting your weight over to that leg, and you're trying to balance on there. Okay, that's 1. That's 2. Ooh. 3, 4. Use your chair if you need. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you're falling, that's okay. The goal is to throw yourself off balance. And again, that exercise is a lot harder with a band. So if that's too difficult, take the band off. Now, we're gonna go into some calf raises and some toe extensions. So go ahead and take off your band. And be right here if you need your chair, just in case. And you're gonna practice going up and back down. If this is too easy, level it up. So you're gonna try turning that head. If turning your head is not difficult enough for you, then you're gonna try closing your eyes. Ooh, see how much more difficult that is? Okay, I think that's 8, 9, and 10. Now turn around, use a wall or a chair to lean against, and then you're gonna put your feet out a little bit so that you're at an angle, and then raise your chest to the sky and back down. That's 1, 2, 3. So we're working the tibialis anterior. 4, which is really important. It's like the opposite side of your calf. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Keep going with this one if you need. If not, if that's already too much for you, go ahead and stop there and take a break. I find that this one I typically need a little bit more. Okay, go ahead and stop. Okay, so now we're gonna do some front to back leans. And so your bosu ball is gonna be really good for this. If you're not there yet though, don't add the bosu ball. So I would try it without first, and then if that's not hard enough, add it. So you're gonna be here, and you're gonna practice leaning forward. So you're taking yourself off of that center of gravity, and then back. That's 1. So it's really important to keep your core engaged here so that you protect your back and your spine. That's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. And 5. See how much my knee is moving? That's where the work is happening. All of those stabilizing muscles are having to work extra hard. So 7, 8, 9, and this is 10. Okay, if your ankle and calf is not burning, well then you must have really good balance. Okay, switch sides. Roll this out if you need to. Stretch it out. Other leg. Leaning forward. Keeping your core engaged. Back. This is 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, almost there, and 10. Okay, good. So you'll find that when you're doing exercises like these, being barefoot can help because you can spread your toes to give yourself more grip. Your toes take over almost 20% of your balance. So it's really important that you don't ignore them and just raise them up and not use them. Okay. Next one that we're gonna do is side to side leans. I'm gonna demo this without a bosu ball. So one leg up and you're going to lean side. Remember to use your chair, side. So again, you're taking yourself off of that equilibrium. Ooh, see how much harder that is? And side. If this is not difficult enough for you, of course, add that bosu ball. I think that's 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch sides. One, 2, 3, 4. Remember to keep a bend in that bottom leg. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, nice. Now we're going to do some hip mobility circles. So you don't need a band or anything for this one. This is just raising your hip or raising your knee to the front, turning it out, and bringing it back around. That's 1. Here's 2, 3, 4. Use a chair if you need to. 5, 6, 7, 8. Leg is straight but not locked. 9, and 10. Okay, other side, same direction. So knee up, then out, then back down and around. That's 1. Here's 2, 3. Hip mobility is really important to balance. So as you practice this, you're not only working that standing leg, but you're also getting that hip mobile and engaging your core. That should be 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now we're going the opposite direction. So when you pick up your leg, you're taking your knee back, out, and around. That's 1. Back, out, and then back in front. Here's 3, 4, and see how much my ankle and knee are working. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, almost there, and 10. Nice job. Okay, shake that out a little bit. Last hip mobility. So legs going back first, out, and then in front. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And of course, not all of these exercises are going to be good or feel right for every person. So listen to your body, and if something doesn't feel right, just skip over that exercise, okay? One of our last one is star reaches, and they're called star reaches because you're basically trying to draw the lines of a star with your leg. So I'm gonna start on my left leg. I'm gonna take my right foot, and as my left knee bends, I'm pointing my right foot forwards, and then as my leg straightens, it comes back. And then as it bends again, now I'm going 45 degrees forward, and then back. Left knee bends, right leg goes side and back. Left knee bends, I go 45 to the right, to the back, and then together, and then straight back and together. And now I'm gonna reverse it. So 45 to the back and together, side, together, 45 front, together, forward, and together. Now we start over again. So that whole thing that we just did where we went front to back, back to front, now we're doing it again. So forward bend, and this is a lot of coordination, so take the time to practice because you're bending while you're going out to different directions. If you get really good at this exercise and it becomes too easy for you, try any one of those levels where you turn your head, or where you try closing your eyes, or you add the band. Okay, so that's that side. Now we're gonna do the other side. So staying on my right leg, left leg is drawing star. I go forward while my right knee bends, and together. 45 while right knee bends, together. Straight out while right knee bends, together. 45, right knee bends, together. Straight back with the left, and together. Now I'm reversing it, 45 back. You don't have to point your toe. It's okay. You can flex your foot when you do this if that feels better for you. I kind of like to draw on the ground with my toe to feel where I am. Now you're going again. 45 front, side, 45 back, and straight back. 45 back, you're almost done. Side, and 45 front, and you're done. Nice job. Okay, shake out your legs. If you need to take a second to stretch them out, do that. Okay, one of our last exercises is going to be taking our bosu ball and playing with our balance a little bit. So what I want you to do is stand on one leg, and you're basically just going to try to reach your leg in different directions to see where your balance struggles the most. So for example, if yours is here, I want you to pause there and spend more time there. If this is way too much, don't even try that yet. Keep this leg more straight, just a slight bend, and then just try raising it while you're standing on your bosu ball. And if the bosu ball is too much, then take out the bosu ball and do it without. You're just trying to play around with where your balance needs the most help, and you're gonna pause there. So go ahead, switch sides, now do it again. Again, if bosu ball is too much, do this without it, okay? All of this without it. So maybe you're here and you're just practicing not falling over while you raise, or maybe you're trying to move around and see where your balance needs it. Maybe yours is towards the back like this. You spend a little bit more time here. And then you give yourself a break, bring it around. Okay, good. Now one of my favorite balancing exercises is gonna be with the lacrosse ball. So you're gonna stand on one leg, and you're going to, whichever leg is the standing leg, you're gonna use that hand to bounce with. So I'm on my left leg, I'm gonna bounce with my left hand. Now what this is doing is it's taking my eyesight and focus somewhere else. You might need a chair for this, or if this is too easy for you, add the bosu ball. So So if you see my ankle shifting around, it's because I'm having to work harder because I'm moving around to catch my ball. Now switch. If you have a partner that you're working out with, then you can actually just bounce this on the ground to them and then they bounce it back to you, kind of like bouncing a basketball back and forth. If not, just bounce it to yourself. We're on the other side now. Right hand, right leg is standing, and bounce. I encourage you, if you're really accurate at aiming, try to bounce it on different places on the ground to challenge your balance more. Like if you're like always hitting the same spot like this, it's going to be easier. If you're trying to move where you're bouncing it, it will be harder. Good. Okay. Now, if you are wearing shoes, go ahead and take off your shoes and socks right now. And then you're gonna grab your towel. Go ahead and find a place to sit and lay your towel out in front of you. And you're going to be doing scrunchies. Remember how I said toes are super important to balance? So you're gonna spread your toes out as far as you can, and then grab the towel and you're trying to pull the towel towards you with your toes. And so the rest of your foot is staying on the ground, but your toes are grabbing and pulling that towel towards you. You can do this with a blanket. You can do it with a smaller towel if this is too big and in your way. I'm doing it with my hands a little bit so you can see what my toes are doing if it's difficult to see. And you're gonna do that until your toes start to feel tired. And if you haven't ever done this before, your toes are probably gonna get tired really quick. So when you're ready, go ahead and stop. I'm just gonna do 3 more, 3, 2, and 1. If you have toe problems or your toes hurt a lot, be careful with this one, okay? Now that you're done with that, you're going to stretch out in the opposite direction for your toes. So you're gonna take the top part of your foot and you're gonna gently press this way. If you see, you can do it this way straight on, or you can go a little bit to the side and you're actually gonna feel more of a stretch along this part of your foot, kind of that outside part going up. So just gently stretch that. And then you're gonna do the other foot. So curve under. You can go straight forward or angle your foot a little bit out with your toes more in so that you get a stretch along the outside of that foot. So you should feel all the top muscles of your foot stretching out now because we just worked them. Good. Okay, now we're gonna just stretch a little bit, so make sure you stretch out your calves after this. So those are all of your balancing exercises for today. And some of these stretches also help with balance, but they also just really help with recovery. So if you're able to, I'm gonna have you go into a lunge like this, and then see if you can put your hand down on the ground or your fingertips on the ground. If this is too hard for you, this is too deep, then stay up here and use your chair and feel this stretch here in your hip flexor, as well as here in your glutes. If this is not a good enough stretch for you here, you can actually sink into this one more, like so. So go where you need to with that one, and then you can come up using your chair, back. And then other side. So if you can, come up, touch your fingertips to the ground. Or if you need to go all the way down, go ahead and do that. If not, stay up here with your chair. And then to stretch out your glutes, you're gonna take your right knee up, place your right ankle over your left knee, and you're going to try to reach for the floor. So you should feel this really deep in your piriformis and in your glutes. Okay, make sure you switch sides. So left knee up, left ankle over right knee. Same thing. Try to reach for the ground. If you need to use your chair, continue to use it. If not, you can reach both fingertips to the ground. Make sure that you're not curving your lower back, but that you're bending from your hips. Okay. Give yourself a quad stretch as well. If this is painful for your knee, you can always extend your foot farther away from the body and then lean more into your hip flexor here. So do what you need. Okay, last but not least, we did a lot of balance, which is really a lot of work on the feet. So your lacrosse ball, you're gonna take that on the floor and you're gonna actually roll out the small muscles of your foot. So you do this by a couple different ways. You can plant your heel and roll side to side. So make sure that you're staying on the muscles of your feet versus getting into the bones. So I'm not really rolling very much here on my toes. I can, there's a few muscles there, but I'm going to get more behind the ball of my foot where those muscles are, those stabilizing muscles, and I'm gonna roll into there. So you can go side to side. You can also go front to back. I don't recommend rolling right on your heel. That's not really going to feel very great, but if you can go just in front of your heel like that, rolling out your feet is really going to help with your balance as well, because it releases those muscles to spread out so that you can have more width of your foot and more grip, therefore better balance. It's that same idea where when we were spreading the toes and gripping, it's all of that. Okay, and of course do your other foot. You can use the lacrosse ball on other parts of your body as well. If you lean against a wall and roll on your back, if your back is hurting, make sure that you're really careful to never, ever, ever roll on your spine, but that you're rolling only on the muscles. So the muscles surrounding the spine are okay, but never directly on the spine itself. Okay, that is going to be all for today. I hope you had fun and I hope that you have a good day.